Leave you laid out on the floor, try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more, claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Salute. What's good? Shout out to Mike, the first in the building. What's good? Everyone is en route coming to the show. I appreciate you. Let's get right down to it, man. I want to talk about a potential request that was put out there. I want to talk about my concerns about that request. You know what I'm saying? You know, KeyShawn Davis has been on record as saying that he wants to fight Gervonta Davis. Okay? Let me tell you a little bit about what's going on with the mix-up and everything with 135-pound division. Right now, we have a good group of names that we can consider respectable when it comes to the ranking system of the 135-pound lightweight division. That is, when it comes to the champions, it sets us up for a very nice parlay from Shakur Stevenson, WBC champion, Gervonta Davis, WBA champion, Vasily Lomachenko, IBF champion, and the WBO championship is vacant. Now, I would like for somehow, some way, for us to fill this in, okay? And I'm coming your way, KeyShawn, to fill this in, because KeyShawn is ranked in the WBO. For KeyShawn to fight somebody that's above him in the top 4 for that vacant WBO championship. Now, I'm pretty sure they have someone else's schedule, but I'm just saying, if you, KeyShawn, wants to be a part of the parlay, this would be a good chance to move up in that WBO ranking somehow, some way, and get a shot at one of the top 4 ranked fighters in the lightweight division. Now, if you ask anybody, Vasily Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis, or Shakur Stevenson, if they ask them just a random question, who do you think that will win if KeyShawn faced Shakur Stevenson? I don't think people are going to say KeyShawn Davis. If they ask Gervonta Davis, who you think going to win between KeyShawn and Gervonta Davis? I don't think they're going to say KeyShawn Davis. Who you think going to win between Vasily Lomachenko and KeyShawn Davis? I don't think they're going to say KeyShawn Davis. But then again, they might say, well, you know, and if this fight go that way. Now, I like KeyShawn Davis as a fighter. But listen, you should fight. You should think about fighting Gervonta Davis's common opponent. I don't want to say leftovers, but I wouldn't say leftovers, but I'll say his victim. Okay, you should fight one of his victims. All right? And that victim should be Frank Martin or something like that. You know, what's wrong with Frank Martin coming up here, get another title shot for a vacant title or something? You know what I'm saying? People want to see Frank Martin, KeyShawn Davis, especially after that moment they had in Vegas that time. And then a lot of people are raving about how Frank Martin looked in the first half of the fight with Gervonta Davis. They're raving about that. They're saying he looked pretty good. So if he looked that good against Gervonta Davis, then he's going to look excellent versus you, KeyShawn. I mean, I'm just saying what possibly they may say out their mouth. But we have a parlay of champions in the lightweight division and makes for an interesting future matchup if you want to put them on the calendar. Now, of course, we have to make some things known there, KeyShawn, that you have to be worried about. There's big concern with you attempting to insert yourself into the equation of wanting to fight Gervonta Davis because of the disrespect. You have to understand. Let's understand something. Let's be logical here, KeyShawn. This is much bigger than disrespect. Freaking got under so many fighters' skin. That's just the nature of the beast or whatever when it comes to him, right? But they're going to take more to convince these fans that they want to see you go in there with Tank. It's going to take more than you pulling up on Frank Martin. It's going to take more than you being in the camp with Crawford over there in Omaha. It's going to take more than that, brother. It's going to take more than a silver medal. It's just going to take a whole lot more, and you're going to have to understand it's going to require a different language with a different goddamn energy to it, and it just can't be the same shit. It can't be up here and say, oh, man, I don't like him. He talks shit. Who cares? Because at this point in time, a lot of people have talked shit about Tank, and Tank is talked back. A lot. We need something different. We need a different type of recipe because this is not going to work out. I understand that, you know, it's just something about Tank, right? That no matter how he goes in here and destroys these cats, it's always somebody else saying, well, you know, I'm ready. You ain't gonna do that to me. On God. He ain't gonna do that to me. On God, I'm gonna be the one to stop all that. I'm gonna give him his first loss on God. And on my kids, man. He ain't gonna do that shit to me, man. I'm different. I'm built different. I goddamn fight different. My technique different. They saying all that shit, right? But I don't know what it is about this. I don't know if it's Tank's size. I don't know if he's making it look too freaking easy. I don't know what it is when these fighters come out of the woodworks. And that's after Tank has put, you know, one of his opponents to sleep. They come out there, oh man, I saw something. You know, they releasing sparring footage of him and I saw something. Ask Mikey what he's seen. Mikey say he's seen something. There's a lot of fighters that say they see something when Tank is in the ropes, inside the ropes. They see something. I can tell you what you see. You see the letter alphabet Z. That's what you see. That's what you see. You see like the old animated cartoons. They used to, when the characters get hit, they used to put alphabets. They used to use animated freaking signs and semiotics and stuff like that to signify someone is just hit, whether it's by a car, by a hammer, by anything that was big, a train. That's how they put it out there to you. Those of you that was born back then where cartoons actually was being watched because you didn't have no other channels to watch. But I don't know if these guys are around other people when they watch these fights. I don't know if they're around their homies. And your homies, KeyShawn, and say, hey, KeyShawn, you'll fuck him up, KeyShawn. Hey, Key, business on business, dog, standing on business. you will you will fuck him up, dog. He can't, man, on everything I love, dog. He can't mess. He's not. He's no. There's no way, man. You will slide on Tank, bro. I don't know if it's that type of conversation that's going on, because these guys just come out the woodwork and think what Tank did in there with Martin and getting him up out of there when he did, that he still got hit too much and all this. Look, you need to be very aware about what you're asking for. It's a lot of boxers that's over there training with a legend like Crawford. But you yourself have to establish your own legendary legacy. You have to bring those L's into the fray. And the only way you're going to do that is proving it by stepping up your opposition against fighters who has owned their records. Why do I say that? Okay? Because at this point in time, if you're looking on the screen, right? At this point in time, you have to ask yourself, am I worthy of stepping through the ropes with El Chin Checker? LMF in Chin Checker? Am I worthy? Can I do what he's doing? Let's go on the list. Rolando Romero, undefeated. Stopped him in 6th round. Hector Luis Garcia, a champion in 130, stepped up for his fight at 135. Stopped him in the 9th. Ryan Garcia, undefeated, 23-0. Stopped him in the 7th round. Frank Martin, undefeated, 18-0. Stopped him in the 8th round. So then we have the conversation that comes about, and we start looking at experience. Okay, if we're going to bring in experience, right, and we're going to start talking about, well, he hasn't had enough fights to do what Tank is doing. And if you go back in Tank's record, when he had the amount of fights, 10 professional fights as KeyShawn Davis, he wasn't doing, they're going to try to say he was logical sense to it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to go by the criteria that's registered in the box rec, okay? If we go back to Tank's first fight, 0-4, debut, 4-7, 1-1, 2-8, 3-9, debut. You know what I'm saying? 47-31. I think, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. His 9th fight, he fought a guy 47-31. Okay, so KeyShawn Davis, he has 10 fights in the game right now. I know. Yeah, 10 fights in the game. He had 1 removed. His first fight, 4-2, 10-1, 7-4, 8-3, 18-1, 25-5, 35-6, 26-2, 28-3, 16-2. 29-5, 31-2. That's Miguel Maduino. I guess Maduino. 31-2. That's his next fight coming up July 6, 2024. Now, check this out, y'all. Though we can use the comparison, you know what I'm saying? We can present evidence that per the information criteria that we're researching via BoxRec, and you want to say, okay, well, KeyShawn Davis is fighting more experienced fighters early in his career with just 10 fights at this point. Than Gervonta Davis when he was at that. Okay, but understand where I'm at. That right there is not going to be the source of your argument. It's no way that's going to be the source of your argument. When you're talking about amateur careers being different, you're talking about, the time a fighter started to climb the ranks, in the professional on their professional ladder, they start to climb the ranks. It's different for every fighter, right? But to have 10 pro fights, right? But to have a record like Gervonta Davis, where he's sitting at 30 wins, 0 defeats, and 28 knockouts, but KeyShawn is sitting at 10 victories, 7 knockouts. And for a long time, Gervonta Davis was stopping dudes. For a long time, he was stopping dudes. You know what I'm saying? Not until who was the guy? I just had him on the tip of my tongue. He went in there with Jermaine Mraz. He went unanimous decision. Now, check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. His ninth fight. That was the first time he went the distance. And then we know with Isaac Cruz would be the second. Only the second time he went the distance. And that was December 5th, 2021. Okay? So he's only went the distance twice. And we just seen what happened to Frank Martin. Frank Martin was closed out in the 8th. He didn't even let him get nowhere close. Hector Luis Garcia from a lower division went further in the fight than Frank Martin did. And he was a champion at 130 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So, stuff just don't add up. Like you look at Hector Luis Garcia, him coming up 16-0 from super junior lightweight, and he goes into the 9th round. And then you have a lightweight contender and Frank Martin stepping in there, and he get closed out in the 8th round. So you really can't mix this up. And then you got Ryan Garcia with his amateur pedigree and the people he's faced. He went out at 7. You know what I'm saying? And I won't dare bring Rolando Romero in there. But check this out, y'all. In Tank's last 4 fights, he has stolen O's. Tank Davis has been freaking charged and indicted with being a thief of these fighters' O's. Real talk. And we could talk about him stealing Mario Barrios' O too. In his last I would say 5 fights, his last 6 fights rather, to include Mario Barrios, they have a total of 119 wins combined. Only one of those fighters are not without an undefeated record. Tank is still in these O's in broad daylight with the cameras rolling. He's not a suspect. He is the thief. They're not suspecting him of doing this. He is absolutely known and has witnesses from all over that seeing him still in these fighters' O's. All 4 his last opponent O's are gone. O's are gone, vanished. They would never get them back. Why? Because of Tank. So KeyShawn Davis, you talking about you want to bring your O in here? I don't see anyone. See, Rolando Romero, he had 14 now, but I don't see anyone on here with the least experience that you got that you're gonna convince me that you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for it, bro. You need to stick to somebody who's still, around your experience as a professional. There's plenty other fighters out here like the Floyd Schofields, man. Abdullah Masons that's on the come up. Andy Cruz is still on the come up. People want to see you fight Andy Cruz. They have a lot of fighters that's at 135 that you can face. But please, my brother, with all respect to your Olympian championship, your silver standard championship, much respect to you, KeyShawn. But don't skip on over trying to get this fight with Tank and talking about this disrespect. Who is Tank disrespected? He said he'll step up and fight Crawford back in the day. He disrespect Crawford, and Crawford said if he think he can do it, come up here and test me then. I didn't hear anything from you. But I do like what you did when it came to Teofimo Lopez. You say you'll fight Lopez at 140. That, okay, I can understand, you know what I'm saying? You want to fight Teo, and y'all probably saying, well, why is it okay for him to do Teo than Tank? Well, I'll put it to you like this. Teo does have punching power, but even Teo doesn't have the track record of a Tank Davis. That's all I'm saying. Teofimo Lopez do not have the track record of a Tank Davis. Tank Davis, his alias is that for a very, very acute reason. And you just ask Frank Martin what that acute reason is. He won't be able to tell you from what happened before the knockout, during his freaking unconsciousness, and what he experienced upon seeing that light. You know what I'm saying? Seeing that light and them tapping on, rubbing them on his chest, putting that smelling salt. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you okay? You all right? Don't worry. You in good hands. You in good hands. He cannot tell you what remembered. And KeyShawn, I'm gonna give you my opinion. I don't think you go further than freaking I don't think you go farther than Frank Martin did. I don't think you make it to the 8th round with Tank. Because the pace that you fight, you try too much to sit there in the pocket, which is gonna be your destruction. You try to sit there in the pocket and bang it out, and you need to understand what your strength and weaknesses are. On its power. He is very methodical on how he finds and how he collects data from his opposition. But you come in there sometime trying to prove to people that you can stand there and do the exact same thing, stay in the pocket, and you have gotten lit up. Now, I'm not saying Tank don't get hit, but I'm looking at you and Tank take shots differently. You and him take shots differently. And you may feel some type of way about what I'm talking about. It's okay. But I'm just saying, your IQ, I don't see it nowhere close in the stratosphere of Tank Davis on how he goes out there. There's no need to have any sparring sessions. There's no need any of that shit, bro. This dude is on pay-per-view. He's making money. He's the man to beat at 135 pounds. That goes for Shakur Stevenson, too. Tank Davis is the one to beat at 135 pounds, whether y'all like it or not, bro. But you need to understand, you need to wait. You need to take your time. Just don't let Tank steal your O2 and try to goddamn make an anonymous report to the po-po. Don't try that. Don't try your hardest to get the fight and get the fight. And because you look in a certain way in the gym and say, you know what, I want to fight Tank just for the disrespect. Man, come on. It got to be higher than disrespect. You have to be willing to understand that he's going to take you through a different threshold. It's not necessarily saying that's going to be a pain threshold. But even Frank Martin said the body shots was hurting. That doesn't mean it was excruciating body shots. It was just to a point where Frank Martin, his thermometer, he started to catch a fever for the flavor of a body shot. And it wasn't nice. It wasn't something that he was saying, okay, I feel so much relief from that. Give me another bite. No, he was feeling a fever like you come on and it's a bit of sickness. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't like COVID. It wasn't too bad. He was just feeling a little fever for the body shots. But you have to understand that a lot of his opponents in this thumbnail right here, they didn't go through a lot of pain. Hector Luis Garcia probably is the one, and Ryan Garcia that really felt the pain. Rolando Romero, he probably felt like he was coming out of anesthesia. He was coming out of anesthesia. He was coming back a little bit. Yeah. Hector Garcia, he couldn't see out of his left eye. He couldn't see. It was probably painful, but blurred vision. He thought he was blind for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? He just couldn't make it out there and face reality. Ryan Garcia, we all know, he got up from a left hand and then he was dropped with a left hand too to the body. Hurt so bad the man had the goddamn Tebow and Kaepernick. And Frank Martin, goddamn, they said they'll leave the light on. We're Motel 6 and we'll leave the light on. They left the light on for Frank. The only thing that pissed Frank off is that they didn't have a continental breakfast waiting on him when he awoke. He thought the lights that he was seeing was the next morning, and he was still in the ring in the arena, and they was just trying to wake him up. I think you should put your focus points on Frank and not Tank. They might have the Ank in there. You know what I'm saying? Tank and Frank. They might both have the Ank, but you need to leave Tank alone right now and just focus on the common opponent. Real talk. Because I don't think as much as, the opposition, you're fighting these guys with a lot of fights, but they ain't undefeated. And I understand you have a point. You saying, hey, when Tank was at this level, where I'm at as far as experience, he was fighting who he was fighting. I get it. But you're calling him out right now to step in the ring with him. And it's going to be without headgear, KeyShawn. You have to understand, this is not going to be with headgear. It's not going to be no sparring footage leaked out to boost this fight up for any type of damn drawing power with the fans. It's not none of that. People are not going to want to see him do that to you. They will want to see you disperse of some of the young bulls that's coming up. You need to disperse of some of them first. And then, and only then, if Tank is still at 135 when he's in his 30s, then maybe you can get a hold of that when he's like 33 years old or something like that. Because he's 29 right now. Get with him another 4 years or something like that. And then see what's going on. But at this point right now, with the amount of experience you don't have, I'm just telling you, you might want to fall back and digress. You are not ready for no Tank Davis, that KeyShawn. And let's not clout chase like that. Let's not feel some type of way that y'all love talking about people clout chasing, but it seems like a lot of people want to call Tank out. But when it's time to get in there and fight him, and he's putting that pressure on you, and you think what you have learned in the gym is going to prepare you. I mean, look, Frank landed some good counter shot on Tank. That wasn't enough to keep him off his ass. Frank was moving and pivoting. That wasn't enough to keep that Tank off his ass. Frank landed some good combinations in the center of the ring. It wasn't enough to keep him off his ass. I haven't seen yet, KeyShawn, where your skill set, there are some weapons in your arsenal that we can agree with. If I was asking the chat, we can agree with and say, okay, what does he have in his arsenal to keep Tank from freaking stalking him just like he did Frank? And they're gonna, we all gonna look at each other like, well, how long do we have before we come back with an answer? Month, 30 days, 60 days, 90, 120, 210. How long do we got? 240 days? We need to see him step in the ring with someone's going to give him competition. This other dude you're fighting right now, coming up in July, we don't know who he is. But let me check something right quick. Let me do my due diligence. Okay. All right. So KeyShawn Davis is high in the rankings. All right. So I want to Miguel Maduino is ranked number 6. The WBO is vacant, and I don't know why Frank just didn't fight somebody for the freaking WBO title. I just don't know why he wasn't able to maneuver in that route. Why couldn't Frank Martin go in there and fight one of the top 3 guys for the vacant WBO instead of Gervonta Davis? It's just stupid, man. KeyShawn ranked number 3 in the IBF, and its opponent is nowhere to be seen. In the WBA, Magduino is 11th, ranked 11th, and KeyShawn is not ranked in the WBO. KeyShawn Davis is ranked number 3. WBA. KeyShawn is ranked number 3 in the WBC. and his opponent is not ranked in the WBC. All right, so you see where I was at with it. Maybe if KeyShawn is able to stay on track, he can fight for that WBO title, because he's not getting that Tank fight unless he gets the title. Because for Tank, him reaching down and fighting and destroying KeyShawn Davis is not going to add to his boxing FICO. I mean, Tank's boxing FICO is goddamn 1,632 points right now. You know what I'm saying? People like seeing Tank go in there and put on a display of the art of war. By all means necessary, he's about to show you how he hunts. And people love seeing that. And then when he finally gets that knockout, it's brutal, man. No matter how it comes, it's brutal. Just like he walked freaking Rolly Romero into that damn left hand. And Rolly was in the ropes asking for some goddamn Slim Jims and Twizzlers. You know what I'm saying? People want to come see him fight. You're not there yet. KeyShawn, just be patient, bro. Don't let Tank steal your O2. That man is already goddamn indicted for being a thief, stealing 4 O's in a row. He was on the run, man. Next they're gonna have wanted posters up the next time he step in the ring and fight. You don't want your O to be on his freaking resume. And you definitely don't want to become one of those money shots. You really don't want to become one of the money shots. Look, I'm trying to tell you, KeyShawn, you know, they some of these fighters make it seem like it's easier for them on the outside looking in, and they ain't in fight camp to fight him. And then when they get in there and your trainer asks you, you know, certain questions, and you up here say, oh, it's for real. This is for real, right? Shit, man, this motherfucker for real. He official. He official. You know, your whole conversation has changed now. Say, damn, did this motherfucker ever stop? You know, they talking about adding some charge on here, like a RICO and shit. They might goddamn charge Tank Davis for stalking too. The way he stalked Frank Martin the whole fight, that's an extra charge. Not to mention the assault. That's 3 right there. That's RICO all day. That's RICO all day, y'all. Backflipping and against the goddamn rules. How can you go jump on the ropes and the ref have me continue to count? Yeah, goddamn it. Violating the rules, man. Already up on the ropes celebrating. Who does that shit? Was Harvey Doc, did he finish counting yet? Was he? Before Frank was already in the air? Shit is crazy, bro. What are they doing? Shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz, the OG in the building. Salute to you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease on deck. What's good? Salute to you. Gumbo say, salute WCS. Salute to you, brother. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. I see you. Ben Israel on deck. Salute. KeyShawn trying to go to the land of Nod. Yeah, he is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put every fighter that Tank lines himself up with, you know, a first class ticket, VIP, concierge service, man. I'm talking about with the best flight attendants you can ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? With the best meals that you can ever taste during this flight. And that's a meal that seriously you're not going to taste. You have all these amenities that you won't enjoy, but you will know once those lights start creeping through your eyelids and you start to blink and you're breathing. Calm down. You okay. Okay. And you feel people rubbing on your chest like they rubbing Vicks Vapor Rub on you and shit. Calm down. Breathe normal. You trying to get your respiratory. And then you start to wake up and realize that you've been to the land of Nod and you return home. I'm not trying to say everybody, but with 10 professional fights, I have to hold myself to a certain standard that KeyShawn, that if there was ever a time that you considered me to be a mentor, well, I'm trying to tell you in your best interest to leave Tank alone. It don't matter what disrespect. If he stole money or you caught him on the ring camera and he was stealing some motherfucking you know what I'm saying, O's from your neighborhood, and you talk about that was disrespect, okay, file the report and do what you got to do. But if you catch him over in your neighborhood stealing O's, only thing I'm telling you, KeyShawn, don't try to goddamn be a hero. Don't be a hero, KeyShawn, because once you take your ass out there in the street, I'm telling you, that ring camera's going to, your ring camera, everybody else's ring camera is going to catch that shit. And you talking about how they leaking goddamn sparring footage. You don't want that footage being leaked out to the public that Tank stole your O before you actually signed the contract. And here's the footage, people. You don't want to get knocked out in the street just because you want to be a hero. I wanted to be a hero and stop Tank Davis from stealing O's out of my neighborhood, but I didn't know it was going to be that dangerous. All I wanted to do is you look at the video. I'm running up to him. Yes, I have my freaking right hand in the air. Yes, I know the way it looks threatening, but listen to me. I did not swing at him. I wasn't going to swing at him. I don't know why he did what he did. Well, can you tell us what happened after you was right there in his face? I can't remember. Dude, for the life of me, I can't remember. All I know, I woke up and the sprinklers was on in the front yard, and I can't remember. I'm just being lighthearted, Frank. KeyShawn. I'm just being lighthearted. Don't take it personal. But please, wherever you see Tank stealing O's, don't try to file a report. Don't try to take this into your own hand and say I want to make a civil arrest. I want to be the one that put an end to this. Don't do it, bro. Cause look, the way Tank is knocking niggas out under the lights in front of the cameras, what do you think you on do in your own neighborhood? It's gonna be worse. Just let it be, bro. Give it time. Let him get older, 33, 4, 5, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let him get close to 40, man. He say he ain't gonna be in the sport that long. Maybe he'll fight you on his way out the door as a retirement fight, and then you can be the one to take his O. But right now, just leave that man alone. Just let it be, bro. Because look, Tank is beating niggas up. And they're not even staying in the same division after that shit. Rolando Romero, gone. Hector Luis Garcia, back home. Ryan Garcia, gone. Frank Martin, he's trying to come back home. We don't know what he's gonna do. We don't know what Mr. T gonna do. We gotta check him out. I got my team out there looking for that van right now. I don't know what Mr. T gonna do. But he probably gonna say, well, I had a hard weight cut. I'm moving up to 140. I'm gonna take my services up to 140 and I'm gonna fight there because, Devin Haney. Maybe they can get, Man Down Promotions can get freaking Frank Martin an immediate title shot if Devin Haney's planning on moving up facing Mario Barr. I don't fucking know, dog. I just know that when Tank be ripping motherfuckers' O's off, they be going elsewhere, dog. Look at Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios didn't stay there at 140 that long after Tank took his belt. Gone. I'm telling you, bro. When they get Tank, when they finally sit up here and put that warrant out for Tank at 135 pounds, I'm talking about they're going to have RICO charges on his ass. They're going to bring in Barrios, Rolly, Garcia's, both of them. Martin, ring cameras. They're going to bring in all these charges, man. They're going to try to make an example out of him. They're going to say, man, we never asked you to clean out a division like that. We still got to make money. It's going to be a whole big scandal on how certain big players, you know what I'm saying, shakers and movers in boxing, conspired, colluded to stop this shit. I'm telling you, just chill, KeyShawn. You don't want that. That's some smoke that's not going to be like a hookah. Like hookah did you ever smoke? I know you went down in Texas for marijuana, dog. But the smoke tank, well, that strand, that tank, you don't want that Baltimore strand there, KeyShawn. Stay the fuck back. You do not want that Baltimore strand in your system. And I'm being nice about it now. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. You don't want that anytime soon. 24, 25, 26, 7. Let them years go by and leave Tank alone, and don't try to say, oh, I want to fight Tank because you hit the blunt and shit and you was feeling a certain way like you was invincible. It's different. I'm telling you. Cooking with Sir Senior, salute to you. He sees something, a way to get dropped. Yeah. He definitely, Sir Senior, we also have to take in consideration what Frank Martin said when he did the interview and they was asking him about the shot. I don't know why people ask him, asking these fighters about the shot that they don't remember. But Frank said, I never seen the shot. You right. Ask Neil Santa Cruz too. Ask Neil Santa Cruz. Did you see the left hand? No, senor. No, I never seen it. I never seen it. But I didn't feel it either. I don't feel it. Oh, shit. What's going on, Tony Boswell? I'm seeing you in a minute, bro. Hope all is well with the fam. What's good? Much respect at WCS in the chat. Stop the end show support. Hit the like button. Just got off work. No doubt, man. Salute to you. I think this is the first time I seen you in 2024. Happy New Year's, man. Hope all is well your way. Arnold Brown, what's good? Salute, WCS, salute, chat. Salute to you, brother. Salute to ITC Boxing. To you, salute one half of the apostles in the building, man. What's good with it? One love to my God, WCS. Hey, Ben, Mother Jother Israel, what's good with you? We still haven't received that cash yet. Oh, my God, man. Why? God damn, Ben. You still haven't got that. Oh, my God, bro. Man, that's crazy, Ben, man. You only owe them like 2, right? You owe them 2 dollars, right? Like, I thought you only owe them 2 bills. Tank needs to fight Loma. I mean, that's what they talking about, right, Bruce? They talking about possibly him fighting Loma next. I wouldn't say Shakur Stevenson. Unless, people willing to go all in to make this fight happen now. I think if let's just say Shakur Stevens is able to fight Lomachenko next for the unified titles, I think that'll be good. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll be good. If Shakur Stevens fight Loma first, but I don't know if that can happen, being he's on his way out on top rank possibly. The reason why I'm saying that is because if him and Tank fight, it'll be for 3 of the titles at lightweight division. One of the 2 names over there, i.e. Shakur Stevens and Tank Davis, will be able to collect that other belt. Or let's say Lomachenko, gets the victory. Lomachenko fight for the unification where he was previously when he only had that IBF that Teofimo Lopez picked up. Bruce said Tank would wreck KeyShawn. He would, man. He would. It wouldn't be pretty. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be pretty. I mean, I got much love for them cats out there at B&B, for real. But I'm just saying, and Bud is his own entity. You know what I'm saying? There's only one shadow that follows him when he's walking, and that's his own. You know what I'm saying? The only fighter that I see up there close to Bud at fight night that's soaking in the moment is Shakur Stevenson. Oh, that's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. And right now, KeyShawn, I don't see you beating Shakur Stevenson. And that is a current reigning defending WBC lightweight champion. I don't see you beating Shakur Stevenson. I know y'all said y'all never gonna fight each other and all that blah blah. I'm a brother, and you know that's my boy and all that. Okay, all right. All I'm saying, I don't see you beating him. I don't see you beating him. If it was you and Shakur to fight for the unified titles at lightweight, what y'all gonna do? Pass? You know, you gonna pass KeyShawn? Because Shakur has 3 divisions already. You know what I'm saying? He has 3 divisions to his name already. Y'all need to let this brother stuff go and challenge one another. That's big money right there. But y'all want to be cool. Oh, that's my bro. That's my bro. I ain't gonna fight. That's my bro. Okay. Shout out to Jessica the Queen in the building. What's good with it? Salute. But yeah, y'all. Toby Bartley, Mr. International in the building. Salute WCS and the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Hey, Tank Davis was charged with theft, man. For those of y'all didn't get here in time, he has been charged with theft for stealing O's. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, KeyShawn has taken upon himself to say he want to fight he wanted to fight Gervonta Davis for whatever disrespect he's saying that Tank did. I mean, what could Tank have said that would have you easily saying that I want him next? No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want that. You don't want that problem. Shout out to Christopher White in the building. What's good with it, Chris? Salute to you. My guy's waiting on the contract, man. Yeah, man. Come on, bro. Come on. Jones is in the building. Salute to you, brother. Stickin' Boys Fishing and Sports on deck. What's good? Salute. I see you. What's good, man? KeyShawn tripping. Ain't no way. It ain't for certain he can be other top prospects. For sure. That's why a lot of us is going to look at it like, man, you're trying to jump the line, but just because you fighting boxers who has all these fights, you have some young bulls that has on their records just like you, and y'all got about basically the same level of experience if you want to look at it that way. Shout out to my guy Blue Hustle in the building. What's good with it, Blue? Jay on deck. Yeah, he up there backflipping, man. You know, come on, man. You can't even stop that. You know what I'm saying? Be cats out there filing reports. Come on, man. That's not even legal, man. That's against policy. Man, get back in your seat. Hey, security, escort him back up to the 150. What row you in, man? Oh, 88. Go to the 88th floor. You know what I'm saying? Go up there. I mean, to the 88th row. Yeah, go up there, please. You're down here snitching. KeyShawn feels like he can crack the code on Tank because of them sparring. Well, Blue, wasn't that supposed to be the code cracker for this fight? Wasn't it going around where Frank went in there and supposedly wobbled Tank because he said Tank took him for granted? Well, as I remove this comment right here, as you can see, let me take you through the scene of the crime. To the right side, you see 2 individuals with gloves and trunks, and they are called professional boxers. At this time, they're currently contending in the lightweight division. Now, that may have been reduced down to 1, okay, after this past weekend. Now, respectfully, one of them is walking over his opponent, which in many ways, the referee is holding, okay? The referee is guiding this particular fighter to the neutral corner. The referee has no idea this fighter is about to celebrate before he finished with the guy who decided to take a nap during the fight. So that one fighter, I think they call him Gervonta Davis. He's over there in the corner and he's preparing for a backflip layout and lands it. Okay, for the guy that's on the canvas, for his head that's slightly tilted to the left, I guess that's his favorite sleeping position, and his hand is not resting on the bottom rope, y'all. His left hand is in a moment where we can consider a freeze frame. His hand is stuck like that due to his neurological glitch that comes from Tank Davis landing a shot and then the second one on him, disrupting his consciousness and putting him in a state of dysfunctionality. The dysfunctionality has caused, Frank Martin hand to freeze up, and then his right hand is frozen up, and he's unconscious at the time. I mean, those who was ringside, my colleagues that I contacted, they say he was snoring, and they have audio. So I'm waiting on them to send me the audio so I can put some clips together and put some of these shorts out there on Instagram. But then you have KeyShawn in the middle. He have a look of concern on his face after seeing this. See, the reason why he has headgear on, KeyShawn was sparring, and then somebody said, hey, Key, come take a look at this. Look at this. And that's what they snapped. And he was looking at what happened to freaking Frank. And he had that look on his face like, oh my. I mean, come on now. You want to face Frank, but when you saw what he just did to Frank, come on, man. You sure you want that? Are you sure you want to step in the square and crack the code? Is Blue Hustle, is he for sure that you can crack the code? I don't know. I don't know if you can crack the code there, KeyShawn. I don't know. I don't know if he can crack the code, y'all. Hey, KeyShawn, I never said he didn't have heart. But we need to see what type of heart he has when you have the O. I'm talking about. We need to start calling goddamn Gervonta the locksmith, because he's here unlocking the O's of his opponent. We need to start calling Tank the locksmith. We never said that KeyShawn didn't have heart. But when you got the key to somebody's heart and you test it, that's when it all, get different. And we got to see what heart he has when he's being stalked. We need to understand how that cardio is going to be. I'm telling you, KeyShawn is going to have to work on his cardio, bro. He's fighting opponents right now that's really not pushing him with the pace that Tank was pushing Frank in the first half of that fight. I'm just being real. I'm just being honest, bro. Put KeyShawn in there. Tank gonna end all that prospect hype. Cats prospects for a reason. Yeah, Jones, you know what I'm saying? Hey, talk to them, man. Educate them without flashcards. Please. Please. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some ASL. Can we get some goddamn closed caption over here? Some Braille? Something. No doubt he's a prospect, but I still think he's better than Frank. I don't think he can beat Tank, to be clear. You think he's better than Frank? In what reason? Like, look, let's use this example. The pressure that Tank was putting on Frank, he made it to the eighth. KeyShawn doesn't even put that type of pressure, and there's not a sense of fright, fearfulness that Frank would have if he had KeyShawn in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, these fighters, the Frank was boxing off the back foot for a reason, because he respected Tank's power. KeyShawn is not at that point right now where you have fighters out here that's boxing off the back foot. I don't think he'll force, Frank Martin the box off the back foot for the whole first half of the fight. He doesn't pursue or stalk his opponents, walk down his opponents like Tank. It's not hardly any fighters in the lightweight division that does that. You know, even when Tank is on the back foot, he's moving. He's still dangerous. We seen that already. Just when you think, you know, he's on the rope and this, that, and the other, he don't have nowhere to go, and you go in, you're waking up to the referee's serenade, bro. Put Key in there with Frank. I can see that being a good one. Hey man, that'll be a good fight. That'll be a good fight. I'm telling you, Frank Martin, he doesn't have he doesn't have to worry about KeyShawn stalking him or putting that pressure on him. Nor does he have to worry about the punching power of Davis mirroring that of freaking Tank Davis to box off the back foot as long as he did. That fight with KeyShawn would be similar to how he fought Michelle Rivera. I'm telling you. They hunt different, bro. I think Shakur needs to get a couple of fights in before Tank just to get his name. I'm a big Shakur fan, but he has been kind of falling off to the wayside recently. Now, Andrew, what's gonna make you say that? He fought Yoshino, and then look, he fought Yoshino, and then he had to get a replacement opponent, and he fought Edwin De Los Santos. Yes, I can understand where you said that fight wasn't as entertaining as we thought. But how many fights has he had at 135? If you're going to tell me two and he already picked up a title, come on. How's he falling off? How's he falling off just because most of the riff that he's receiving was from Bill and Devin Haney? How's he falling off? You know, people want to criticize him, yes, for him being extremely cautious during the title fight. But was it stupid of him to get the job done and then just take all the criticism that was coming his way, the backlash? He's a 3-division world champion, bro. That ain't going nowhere. He is a 3-division champion already. So he fought a smart fight. He boxed, and it was up to De Los Santos to break him down. Right? It was up to De Los Santos to break him down, right? He couldn't do it. So people can be mad about Shakur Stevenson not putting forth the effort they wanted him to put forth. You know what I'm saying? With him putting combinations together, letting his hands go, because you know he was thinking about De Los Santos' power, and you know, Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion, he does have that Olympic loss still. Like, to see that man cry the way he did, Shakur don't like losing. He don't ever want to experience that again. So for him, with you know, Andre Ward on deck, Terrence Crawford on deck, he boxed smart and he picked up the title. That's it. But as far as him falling off, I don't know where you at with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just because they've been talking crap about Shakur, like, how much is that really true? You know what I'm saying? How many fights has he had before he picked up a chip? Yeah, Frank Martin was in the equation, but he didn't want to sign the contract, so he had to get another opponent. And look, that could have been Frank Martin having the performance of a lifetime against Shakur Stevenson. But he chose to fight Tank. Why? Because they wanted to sacrifice him. Why when you face Shakur Stevenson? That's stupid. That was a stupid move on Frank's part. Shakur knocked KeyShawn out in sparring, allegedly. Hey, only thing I know, Blue, I remember these cats talking about KeyShawn, my bro. I say, here we go again. Y'all in the same freaking division. 2 Olympians. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about, oh, that's my bro. We ain't gonna fight each other. That's my bro. I say, but y'all in the same division, and it'll be good if we can get those matchups. Floyd Schofield showed that, hey, he don't mind, but you know, he fighting somebody else. You know, they ain't trying to make those fights right now. And then you have Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason's been up there willing and able to step in there and fight one of these names. I mean, you have a lot of big names is on the come up. People want to see Andy Cruz fight, but he doesn't even have 8 professional fights yet. They want to see him rematch KeyShawn in the pros. Hey, it all depends, bro. But one thing I can say about KeyShawn, though, he is up in the ranks, though. He's definitely up in the ranks at 3. I think 3 out of the 4 sanctioning bodies, he's ranked in the top 10. And his next fight, his opponent is ranked number 6, I believe, and KeyShawn number 5. So if it gets them closer to the WBO title, cool. I don't think KeyShawn should fight Tank, but he has 2 fighters that's on deck. Frank Martin and Kid Austin. Okay. I would like to see Frank Martin and KeyShawn Davis, being that they had that encounter in Vegas that day. I'd like to see that fight. I'd like to see that fight, bro. I would definitely like to see that fight. People, talk about common opponents and stuff. Yeah. Let's see Frank Martin and KeyShawn Davis fight. Key and Frank really don't get along either. So the story there's been there for dramatics. Yeah, they've been talking before this fight. I think that'll be a good matchup. People want to see it. And plus, like Rolly, like Garcia, like Cruz, you know what I'm saying? They're having a common opponent. You know what I'm saying? Tank, is a common opponent for all these cats. So it's pretty much when you fight Tank, it seems like they stock go up even if they lose. So right now, Frank Martin has a Tank Davis on his resume. Unfortunate for him, he did get stopped. KeyShawn Davis fighting Frank Martin. If he can get him up out of there in 8 or less, then that looks good on him. If he's able to do something Tank wasn't able to do, you feel me? That's where I'm at with this. When you do the comparisons, you know what I'm saying? When you do the comparisons. In Devin Haney news, I wanted to ask this question earlier when I was on live, right? But I wanted to say this. Last year, I remember when Rolly was headed to the WBA. And I remember when he was supposed to fight Alberto Puello, right? And Puello popped positive, and he ended up getting out the picture. And I thought to myself, dang, how convenient for Rolly to have that dude pop positive and then go on to get a world championship. Thanks to Tony Weeks. You know what I'm saying? Gifted him the biggest present ever in boxing. But I said to myself, I never heard Devin Haney saying too much about Puello, who was already a champion at 140 pounds. I never heard him talking about banning him. But now Puello is trying to say, I want a shot at that WBC championship. And if you don't have any desire to carry on and defend it, and you plan on moving up to 147, then vacate it so I can fight for it. And Puello said, I deserve to be the WBC champion, not Devin Haney, because he just received a beating by the hands of Ryan Garcia. How is it possible that he still maintains the title? If he doesn't want to fight Martin, tell him to abandon the title. And then Devin said, you deserve to be banned for cheating. All I'm saying is I didn't hear any of this last year. I didn't hear any of this when Puello popped, that all this ban talk, this banning. Listen, I will tell you once again, Team Haney. Antonio Margarita was found to have plaster of Paris in his wraps. No telling how many other fights he had, and his trainer was basically wrapping his hands with cement. Now, being that he was caught, he was only suspended a year. So people are talking about Ryan Garcia will be charged. What? He going to jail? Is Ryan Garcia gonna be goddamn carted off to prison for popping dirty for Ostarine? Why are boxing fans acting like they all a part of the reality series now? Like y'all don't know how the sport works. Why are y'all trying to put all these bans up? You want to know how long Puelo was suspended, y'all? And he popped positive for clomiphene and M1, M2 metabolites. You want to know how long Alberto Puelo was suspended? And they talking about, oh, I hope Ryan Garcia. You want to know how long Puelo was suspended? 6 months. 6 freaking months. And he had M1, M2 metabolites and clomiphene, bro. And y'all up here talking about Ryan Garcia, who tested his freaking Puelo's A and B sample came back positive. Ryan Garcia's A and B sample came back positive, and y'all pushing for 2 years? Why? Because he's been up here having too much fun? What we talking about this ban stuff, man? We've had people that do way worse, and they wasn't suspended for no freaking 2 years. Y'all acting like y'all haven't been staying close to the sport, man. Puelo was suspended for 6 months. But yet, Ryan tests positive for 1 Ostarine. And y'all want to say he should be suspended for 2 years. Man, a lot of y'all are wearing I got it all. Y'all are wearing tampons in your freaking lips. For real, like y'all really bleeding out the mouth, man. Y'all up here crying and queefing, you know what I'm saying, over shit that you done seen in boxing. They'll tell you, I've been covering boxing for like 30 plus years. For real. You 33 years old. You've been covering boxing for 30 years, right? 30 plus years? Well, no. I would say about over 10 years, yeah. So you trying to tell me in the time that you've been covering boxing, you ain't never seen a fighter get suspended for a certain crime and how long they were suspended for? So if it's Ostarine and you only can compare it to 1 fight back in the day, why y'all up here barking 2 freaking years? Think about that. Think about that. It makes no sense. Just think about that. It makes no sense at all. Jay said, good point. Some of these channels are delusional. Mad delusional, man. And it's a point they purposely acting that way. You know, they're purposely putting information out there that's over the top. It's so bad that, you know, Devin and Bill has just made themselves look crazy when it comes to us. Because you allowed Ryan Garcia to pretty much swindle you into taking the money for being overweight. Now you on and back looking at it, he says he wish he never would have took the money for the. No, bro. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, you get on here and spend time with this negativity and, you know, get them all the time in the world. And then when it comes time for you to make one of the decisions that's really beneficial to the career, you say, you know, I never should have took the money for the bin. You took the money because you felt it was cool. All money ain't good money, and you proved that. Now Devin's talking about taking 2 years off. Why? You're going to let Ryan have that much power, it's going to destroy you. And then Bill's up here talking about he ain't doing nothing until this and this is adjudicated. Well, fill out the paperwork and send it to the HR. Let us know what HR department you actually use that's going to make sure this has the resolution that you're looking for. Let's go. Let's see how that's going to work. But all this retirement, man, not a good look. All this, I ain't negotiating no fight until, you know, they adjudicate his. Man, come on, bro. The announcement is going to come real soon. And like I said, it's not going to be what people think. Y'all hold it down, man. Salute to everyone who pulled up as always. Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game.